Okay, this is going to be a solution to King's Gambit, which was round 3 of the Road to Las Vegas. It's a case all about chess, and I love chess, but I actually performed terribly on this one. So obviously, when you have a chessboard like this, you have black on one side and white on another. And for whatever reason, I just really quickly labelled the black squares with a B and the white squares with a W, probably from habit of doing map cases. And then all of my starting positions, because I used this to get them, was offset. It was wrong, and I only got half the questions right. Obviously, half of the pieces, if you label it wrong, will be in the correct places, but yeah, half of them are not, so that was bad. Anyway, let's do it properly. How many times has a knight been moved across the level 1 games? So we can say sum of minus minus exists n, because n represents a knight, in this block of text. And that lambda is doing is number search. So I'm searching for n in these. That will give me a number if it's there. I'm saying is number and adding them together. Okay, what's the most popular opening move in games 4 to 7? So I can say equals case question level 4 to 7. That will just collate them all. If I come to the bottom, I can say equals most of, and I'm going to VStack just because this is offset. The first moves there from level 7, and the first moves are here from the other questions. So the most common is this one here. Okay, then how many castling moves have been made in these games? So castling is like represented like this. So I can just say count if this whole block of stuff is those things, and we can add them together. It's 146. Level 1, what is the nth white move? So I want to get these into columns of white and black moves, so I can say wrap rows for that. So wrap rows of this stuff in 2s, and I can say index, the row number is given in the question, and we want column number 1 because that's the white column. Okay, level 2, what piece moves? Well, when it's not a pawn, the piece is given up front, and when it is a pawn, the piece is not given up front. So everything that has a piece has 6 characters, everything that has a pawn has 5. So let's say if len of this equals 5, then it's a pawn, otherwise it's the left of that string. There we go. I'm also going to just save this as a lambda and call it pieces, just in case I need to use it again. Piece will do. Right, what piece by Old English notation is in the given starting square? So I can use this again, and I can say equals 2 col, kind of my addresses, so it's that, and then I can say 2 col this, and this to get the color, and then the piece designation. So I kind of just have a lookup now. So I can say xlookup this stuff in the starting address, give me what piece is there. Okay, so from level 4 onwards, we're starting to track pieces around the board. So in level 4, it's the white queen, and every question is basically the same. It's just we're given a piece, where does it go around the board? So I might as well build kind of a full model for this now. I'll do it with a data table, so example 4. I also have a problem in my, so this is a VBA that goes out to GY, because I thought it would go out, far enough. But in this case, actually, we go past GY. In the last question, we go out to HO. So I need to fix that after this, but for now, let's go out to HO. And yeah, I'm essentially just going to build a decent model now that can solve most of the questions. So let's do move number. And on that last question, how many moves did we have? So if I count these, there's 214 there. So if both players castle, there'd really be, never more than 220. So let's just do sequence of 220. That's going to be kind of my move number. And I'm going to say 2 col of this is my moves. And where we have a castle, like here, what I actually want to do is repeat this twice. So I want to have move 30, 00, move 30, 00, so it repeats twice. So let's say equals by row. All of this stuff, lambda r, let's just close that for now. And what I want to do is get my castling stuff over here. So those are my possible castles. Let's just zoom in a bit so you can see. So what I'm going to say is index r, 2. So it's going to take the second part of each row. I'm going to say if that index equals these things, unlock those. Let's wrap it in an or. So if it matches any of those, then I want to repeat it twice. So I want to VStack R with R, otherwise I want to give R. So if I just show you that, we'll get this whole table spilled out again, but these knight moves get repeated. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to change these moves into, you know, the king's movement and the rook's movement, and the same if there was a queenside castle. So that's also going to depend whether we're white or black. So let's just get, let's call this number, let's call this OM for original move, and then let's do NM for new move. And there's some castling instructions in level 6 up here, so let's just pull these down for now. So I'm going to build kind of a table here. So the king is going to go here, and the rook is going to go here for a white kingside castle, and then for a queenside castle we get these locations. There we go, and then the table for black is basically exactly the same, but we're going to change all of the ones in here to 8s, so it's like that. So now let's transform these things. Let's just take an example castle. So the first one is quite easy. I'm going to say X look up this in here and give me here, so that's the king's move. And if I drag that down, it's not going to work, right? It's going to be wrong. So if it's an error, give me what was there already. So now I get these things. However, I want to turn this second one into the rook's move. So if I look up what's above, I'll just do it in here. So X look up what's above in here, and return here. And then if not found, do all that other stuff. Then it will work. So I've now got, you know, those moves correct. So let's pull that up. Bear in mind this is only working correctly for the white player at the minute. So it's always taken from this table, which is white's moves. We obviously need to correct that for black and white. So let's just determine whose color it is. So color, and I'm going to say if is odd, this thing. So 1 is odd, it's a white move. Otherwise, if it's even, it's a black move. And the good thing about that method is that where we have this castle look, it's still black's 2 moves because the number is retained from here. And now let's just change this slightly to say if this equals white, then it's that. Otherwise, we're just going to pull from the other table. So we will do this, and then we're going to move looking up the king to here, and let's lock it, and we'll return kind of the rook move. Otherwise, we can look that up there and return the king move. And let's close our brackets. Okay, so king and queen side castling are sorted. Now, how do we track moves? I'm just going to give myself a little bit more space. There we go. So let's say tracking. So for question 4, it was the white queen. So piece is the queen, and then I'm going to say opposite. So i.e. capturing. Let's just call it capturing. It's going to be opposite of white is black. So there's many ways to do this. I'm just going to do substitute BW, whatever this says, to a blank. So when that's, you know, black, that will become white, and vice versa. And then my piece, basically, I can find out it's going to be, you know, the black and that, so the black queen, which corresponds to this kind of lookup table here. So because I have it in that lookup table, I can easily find out the start address. So I'm going to say X lookup this in here, return here. So that's the start address. And I'm just going to kind of also split out these moves into their, sorry, these into their to and from. So let's say, well, it's from and then to, isn't it? So from to. And we have 2 delimiters here, an X and a dash, and we can split on both at the same time. So we're going to say text split this on these 2, lock those. There we go. But some of these have kind of the piece names in, so I only want the right 2 digits, right, comma 2. And there we go. That should be all of the moves from and to. And because I have the start location, I can now kind of track any piece around the board. So I'm going to say if where we go from equals this, it means we're on our piece. So we move to there. Otherwise, it's what it was before. So that's kind of where our piece moves. And I think question 4 actually tracking the white queen. So let's turn that to white. So the white queen starts in D1. If anything ever moves off of D1, it must be that white queen. So we have queen D1, and it moves to C2 here. So it moves to C2, so we flip it here. And that will happen up to when a piece gets captured. So let's say captured. And it's going to be captured if, so I'm going to say there's two conditions. So I say if and. So if the color equals the opposite color, so the capturing color, and the location of 2, so this would be a black piece going to wherever the queen was before, so there equals there, then it's been captured. And let's close my and bracket. So if I drag that down, we should be able to kind of see how the game plays out here. So the white queen, we have here a white queen moves from b3 to b6, and then we have a black piece that moves into b6, so it must be captured. So let's now do our questions. Question 4 is, where's the white queen when it gets captured? So if it never gets captured, then it will be in this last position down here. So I'm going to put a 1 here just manually to make sure I always can find an end position. So I'm going to say equals xlookup 1 in here, return here. And that should be question 4 done. There we go. And there's also a bonus related to this question, which is how many queens, both white and black, get captured across all these games. So let's just delete this data table out and go white, black, and let's do equals sum of this. So whether it's been captured is greater than 0. Let's wrap it in a minus minus. I'm just doing the greater than 0 as a caution because other stuff could like come into and out of cells. Not sure. Anyway, doesn't matter. Alt DT, let's get the question number and flex the white or black piece that we're tracking. If I add all those ones up there, we get a number of 25 captures, so 25. And on to level 5. So now we are tracking the black queen. So black queen, and let's delete this data table out. And example 5. This goes from 81. So we basically want to know what piece captured it, and we're going to combine that with the square it got captured on. So let's gather that stuff. Let's say xlookup 1 in here, and I need to know the cell it got captured on, which will be here, and also, so I'm going to hstack, I need to know the move that caught it, so that will be here. There we go, so I can then say equals piece, which is the little lambda I made earlier of that is a queen, so a queen on e5 captured it. So if it's not captured, you have to write in X, so I'm going to say if sum of all of this, other than the last one, because I'm manually forced to capture there, if that equals 0, it's not captured, so we give an X. Otherwise, we give the piece that captured and dash and where it was captured. So that should be that question done. Okay, at level 6, we are tracking the black king. Where is it at the end of the game? So this should now speed up fairly, I think we have 6A, fairly quickly. So we are tracking a black king, and where does it end up? Well, I think it's just at the bottom because kings can't get captured. Yep, that's that. And then level 7, take a starting piece and track its whole kind of journey through the game and concatenate all of its places together. So example 7A, I've spelled that wrong, 7A, and here we have these extra info at the start, so we just need to drop off from here 3 rows. And now this is actually going to be equal left of, well actually we'll just do it here, we're tracking left of this because it flips between black and white in the question now, which it didn't before, and the piece is given to us, which is here. So now it's the black king's pawn, so we know that's on e7, so we start tracking e7 up until it gets captured. So let's do the starting cell, and then let's say equals if the new cell equals where it was before, do blank, otherwise do the new cell, and that will give us a load of blanks to the end until, you know, the thing moves. So we can just concatenate all of those together up to the capture point. So let's delete our data. Let's just do it all up here. So let's say equals take from here x match 1 in the capture column. That's going to give us all of the moves. And because these are just blanks in between, we can concatenate it. Hopefully that's right for the last question. It's not, so these ones go out quite far, so I imagine it's just that this has not gone out far enough. So 131, what's going on there? So let's change this to a sequence of 220. Let's change our by row to go all the way down. And this stuff, let's add a 1 on the end like we did before. I meant to go to 220 at the start, but I accidentally went to 200, obviously, which is not good. So let's now pull these all the way down, like so, and we probably need to pull this all the way down. There we go. So hopefully that goes far enough to capture the whole game. I guess this case is quite good for me because I've learned that I should just trim range this to the last column because it's not going to have any impact on the overhead. And yeah, a few cleaner ways to do things. Anyway, last question. In game 138, which board square is occupied most often? So 138, I think this is one of the long games. I need to basically move that out of the way. More space. So I essentially just want to track when there's a piece in a square or not. I'm going to say equals transpose of all of this stuff. And then if there's a piece in it, I can put a 1. If there's not a piece in it, we can put a 0. And then we're just going to track if there's a piece in there at each stage. I could have done this a bit quicker probably with a formula, but whatever. There we go. We need this all to be moved up by 1 row. So how do we know if there's a piece in it? We can say if where it goes to, and let's lock that to the column, equals here, locked to the row, then something's moved to it, so there's a piece in the board square. Otherwise, if this, and let's lock it to the column again, equals this locked to the row, that means something's moved from. Actually, I want to move that to there. Then if you've moved from a square, then it's empty, right? So it's 0. Otherwise, whatever was on there is still on there or not on there, so it's what we had before. So that's, how many pieces are on there. Let's just pull that right, and then we should be able to auto-fill down. There we go. So to know if the square is occupied, I can just sum all that stuff up, like so. Drag that along to the right. And whichever number's biggest, I just pull the kind of position. So I've got lambda that says biggest. It takes a range of numbers, finds the biggest, and it returns. It's a bit like a XLOOKUP, really. If I actually give it the right row. So G3 is the answer. So there we go. That is King Gambit. See you next time.